dressed in black enter an HEB. Here they are in League City and rob a jewelry store. Then they take off. Anayeli Ruiz joins us live with what she is learning from investigators this evening. Anayeli?
Well, guys, I actually spoke to the owners who are inside this store. As you can imagine, they're shaken by this ordeal. They did not want to speak on camera, but take a closer look again at the suspects that the League City Police Department is looking for right now. They released these photos of the masked men. Investigators say the thieves were not just wearing face coverings, but they also had surgical gloves on, and they went directly to the jewelry repair store located inside the HEB. Now,
we gotta really have a conversation because obviously we know who the culprits are. This is down here in Houston, I believe, and they ran straight over into the jewelry store. And so what I'm starting to see a lot of is more smash and grabs. In addition to the looting, obviously we know that it's a lot of looting that's happening over in Los Angeles, but it's sad and it's unfortunate that the people are resulting to doing stuff like this instead of getting a job. What's wrong with a job? Why is everything a jug? Why is everything, we got to make sure that we, come up on a lick and hitting a lick on a store, hitting a lick on a location. And the community, they actually justify this nonsense and act like just because it's a major corporation or a large store or something, or it's a business owner or insurance companies may have to replace the stuff, that it's okay to do stuff like this. And it's not okay to do stuff like this. And I just wish we was just better. Look, and it's three of them. And you know that they always count on one person getting caught and then snitching on the other two just for a corned beef sandwich and a Diet Coke in order for them to solve the case, which I'm thankful for because I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of being, the good person. I'm tired of trying to be the representation of how we're supposed to be in the community. We never hold anybody accountable that's in the community. And that's not to say that all black people or only black people are the ones that's committing the crime. But when we talking about these major cities, the majority of the crime is committed by people that look just like me. A younger version, an older version, it don't even really matter. All of these people is just jugging, they running in the stores. They're not even trying no more. And I also blame the liberal cities for their policies and their lax policing and their defund the police narrative. All we did was open up the door for people to do stuff like this. All we did was justify bad behavior and enable more criminal activity. Because the people that are doing stuff the right way, they don't have to worry about this type of stuff. The people that's doing stuff the right way, they not tripping off of this type of stuff. And so when I see this type of stuff happen in the community, and stop blaming it on the system, stop blaming it on not having no money and being poor. Because I was raised in the inner city of Detroit, and I ain't never did no junk like this. I never even thought to do it because jail and prison was just not a possibility. I know that these single parent households, and with all of the data and the information that we have, these single parent households play a huge role in what we seeing happening in the culture in the community today. And we can't keep letting, people single-handedly ruin the community and ruin the reputation of the people that's doing it the right way by allowing for this nonsense to happen. And I'm going to tell you right now, just from looking at this picture alone, just purely from this picture, I 100% guarantee you that somebody can look at this without even a huge portion of the face or nothing. Somebody can look at this right here and say, you know what, that's Mook Mook now. That's Mook Mook. Because I already know Mook Mook was talking about hitting the store way before they even hit the store. Like, he been talking about robbing. He been robbing for a long time. We already know who the people are that's inside of the hood, that's inside of the communities, that's inside of your families. I had a conversation yesterday on After Hours, and it was largely based off of the Jacksonville rapper. I think his name is K-Sue or K-So or something like that. I don't know. I don't listen to everybody. But his stepfather testified against him, while at the same time his stepfather was in the game and helped put him in the game, and then he testified against him in court. In court. And so you have a culture of people that are having children, and they are basically enabling the bad behavior by continuing to promote it while at the same time creating it. And then the cycle continues while at the same time impacting the rest of the community and making everybody look bad that's not a part of the community. Let me rewind this real quick.
By this ordeal, they did not want to speak on camera, but take a closer look again at the suspects that the League City Police Department is looking for right now. They released these photos of the masked men. Investigators say the thieves were not just wearing face coverings, but they also had surgical gloves on, and they went directly to the jewelry repair store located inside the HEB. Now, police tell us one suspect pepper sprayed an employee while the others began smashing the display cases. Investigators say they stole jewelry, watches, and they fled the store. They got into an SUV that was waiting for them outside the store, and residents in the area are not happy this occurred.
It's bold, and our police department does a really good job of publicizing. So I'm hoping they give us coming. I hope that somebody recognizes them and find out the League City is not the place to be doing that.
And again, these are the suspects that police are looking for. Originally, the call came in as shots fired, but later police said that was not the case. The suspects did not display a weapon. Again, they tell me this is still an ongoing investigation, but hope to be able to provide more information for us as soon as they have it available.
You know, when you talk about these situations, right, and a lot of people will say, well, nobody was per se killed or whatever, so it's okay. When you talk about these situations, even when it comes to policing, the police can't help people that don't want to help themselves. The police often at times are the first responders. They are the ones that pull up to the scene of a crime. They are the ones that deal with the residual effects after something happened, or they try to catch the person or catch the people that have already gotten away, which means that it has to be a community effort in ensuring that these type of people are not on the streets, because all it takes is one situation, and you're gonna blame the police because my son was a good person and all of that. No, it's time out for that. It's time out for all bad behavior inside of the culture, inside of the community. And I'm just sick of it, bro. I'm sick of seeing young people. I ain't even gonna say kids because we don't even know how old they are. I'm sick of seeing younger people throw their whole lives away. And you're going to catch a felony. You're going to jail for the next 4 or 5 years. And then you're going to get out talking about how it ain't no good jobs. AIs took everything. And the rest of the jobs, the rest of the people is competing for, and don't nobody want to hire a felon. Then you're going to blame it even further on the system. And y'all going to be advocating for felony reform and expunge records and, hire more felons in order to fix the community. And I'm just tired. We just need to be more proactive about the things that we saw for. And it largely comes from making sure that A, you get married before you carry. B, that you're not letting the system raise your child. C, making sure that you have a sufficient amount of resources. And D, we need to take accountability for what happens in our own households, our own communities, and make sure y'all get the people off the street that's not supposed to be on the street. But that's just my opinion in particular. Y'all let me know what y'all thinking inside of the chat. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I was talking to somebody yesterday and they said, Anton, you should create a scholarship program for, the high school that you graduated from. And I said, well, why should I do that? Because I always need to know the why. And they said, because it's good to give back to the community. And I said, well, it has to be young guys. It has to be boys. And then, well, I don't want to deep dive into it. I'm going to talk about it on the Millionaire Morning Show today. Again, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Let me know what y'all think, because I don't know if it needs to be a furthering of impact. More people need to get involved. We need to give back to our communities or what. And that was the whole idea behind it. But anyways, let me know what y'all think inside of the chat.